When people talk about wasted characters in Naruto, they usually bring up Rock Lee, maybe Shino, and sometimes even Tenten. But honestly, I think Neji was the worst case. Because Neji wasn't just another strong side character. He represented one of the biggest ideas in the entire series. The idea that you could change your destiny. The idea that a kid like Naruto, who came from nothing, could become the Hokage. And back in part 1, Naruto was the answer to that question, and the answer was yes. But by the time the series ended, it almost feels like Neji was right. What made Neji so interesting wasn't just that he was insanely talented. It was his ideology. He genuinely believed that your entire life was set in stone from the moment that you were born, and none of the decisions that you make would change it. If you were born a genius, you'd stay a genius. If you were born a failure, you were a failure for the rest of your life. And if you were born into Hyuga branch family, your purpose was to protect the main family, even if it meant dying. And that's exactly why he hated Hinata so much. He felt inferior. Then Naruto beats him, not just physically, but ideologically. Naruto basically tells him, your past doesn't decide your future. And that's what makes Neji's loss so satisfying, especially for me as a kid when I first saw it. After that, he starts changing. His fight against Kidomaru shows just how much he's grown. He's still a genius, but now he's fighting because he wants to, not because his destiny tells him to. It's one of the best fights in the series, and I especially love that fight. And then Shippuden happens, which I think is the worst drop-off. A lot of people agree with this idea, but Shippuden basically threw away all the side characters. It's crazy how little Neji gets to do. The guy who felt like one of the future stars of the series suddenly becomes even less than a background character. He's just like decoration. Meanwhile, Naruto and Sasuke are unlocking powers after powers, Sage Mode, Eternal Mangekyo Sharingans. Neji, he's just there, same abilities, part 1, no enhanced techniques, nothing. He's still using the same rotation technique, no major arc, no development, no important fights. For someone who was considered a genius in part 1 and who mastered techniques that weren't even supposed to belong to him, it's a huge waste in my opinion. Then it comes the irony of his death. This is where everything falls apart. Neji dies protecting Naruto and Hinata. On the surface, it shows that he's choosing how to end his own fate. But the more you think about it, it gets a lot weirder. Neji's entire childhood was built around one cruel reality. The branch family existed to die for the main family. That was the entire system he hated. And how does his story end? He dies protecting a member of the main family as a human shield. That's literally the fate he spent his entire childhood trying to escape. And then there's Naruto, the same guy who told Neji that destiny wasn't real. Except by the end of the story, Naruto is titled to be the child of the prophecy and the reincarnation of Ashura. Basically someone destined from birth to become the world's greatest hero. And suddenly Neji's worldview doesn't sound so ridiculous anymore. Naruto didn't overcome destiny completely. He was destiny. Neji was supposed to lose to Naruto. And I don't think Kishimoto intended this. I think the story just became, a lot bigger than it originally was. What started as a story about hard work, family, and breaking cycles, just like every other shonen, became a story about reincarnations, prophecies, and godlike powers. And somewhere along the way, Neji got left behind. Imagine if Neji had survived the war. Imagine if he actually helped reform the Hyuga clan. Imagine if the boy who believed fate couldn't be changed became the person who changed it for everybody else. That would have been the perfect ending in my eyes. Instead, his story ends up proving the very thing that Naruto was supposed to disprove. So maybe the biggest tragedy isn't that Neji died. Maybe it's that the series accidentally proved him right. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. I actually love to hear the other side. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, consider subscribing because we've got a lot more anime deep dives coming in. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.